He is the king of serpents, unblinking, hypnotic, deadly. The king cobra, the largest venomous snake in the world, is powerful enough to kill a full-grown elephant. It can live up to 30 years of age and never stops growing. To accommodate this endless growth, the king must shed its skin 4 to 6 times a year. The first sign, its eyes become cloudy. From a milky secretion released to help separate old skin from new. When its eyes clear, it begins shedding. It can take up to 10 days to scrape the used flakes of itchy, irritable skin free. It's an anxious time in the life of a snake. Like all males this time of year, this snake seems to have only one thing on his mind: sex. But our tagged female has already mated and wants only to be left in peace. Unfortunately, she is about to play out a horrifying scene. She is not fully immune to her own kind's venom, and he squeezes her in his vice-like jaws, pumping venom into her bloodstream.
Come on, I've got him by the tail. Pull. Whoa, 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 stop, stop!
Catching big, venomous snakes can literally be a matter of life and death.
Snake, snake, snake! I need the snake tongs!
But what if there's a way to catch the animal without entering the danger zone? From a safe distance. Could a robot catch a snake? To find out, snake expert Brady Barr will tangle with deadly serpents and check out state-of-the-art robots to develop his own snakebot and test it in a dangerous encounter of the slithery kind.
You got this snake. There it is.
In Brady Barr's line of work, he earns his hazard pay. Giant constrictors have wrestled him.
He's got my leg. I travel all...
Bitten him.
What? Ah!
More than once.
Oh my gosh, that's a king cobra. Careful, careful.
And he's had many run-ins with toxic species.
Talking about it.
All too often, finding snakes means worming your way into some kind of claustrophobic crevice.
Snake! Snake! No! Wait! But I've got an idea that might make my job a lot less stressful.
Could Brady use a robot to take over the potentially deadly job of wrangling snakes? His snakebot will have to operate in dark and confined places. It'll need a camera, and he wants to control it from a distance Brady starts his search for a snake-catching robot down a manhole.
I'm in downtown Washington, D.C., getting ready to go subterranean. That's right, I'm headed into the sewers. All right, I'm going down.
The Water Authority relies on robots to monitor over 3,000 kilometers of sewer and underground tunnels. Could a sewer robot work as a snake bot?
All right. Man, it's good to be in the sewer. All right, lead the way, my friend.
Okay.
You ever come across anything unusual down here? Anybody ever come across anybody living down here?
No,
Animals?
We haven't come across anybody living down here. We do come across animals down here. I think the one that I can remember is a cow. We saw a cow, inside the sewer.
Good God.
It wasn't living, but...
Yeah, well, I was going to say I wouldn't want to get my milk from that cow. Sewer milk. Woo! Yeah, man, it's slippery over here.
Sewer systems can be dangerous.
Man, you don't want to make a misstep here.
Running with rivers and waterfalls containing human waste.
It's slippery. Now, I noticed you got some high-tech gear on. This is a poisonous gas detector?
Yes, sir. This here will measure and as you can see...
It's going off. That's not good.
We're getting a little bit of an alarm here.
The fumes can push out breathable air, so they have to monitor oxygen levels.
So long story short, this is a dangerous place down here.
Absolutely.
And that's why the DC Water Authority uses robots to do their dirty work.
I hope this is your guy up ahead.
Yes, it is.
Not some unsavory character down here. Hey, man, I'm Brady.
Hey, Brady, I'm Cornell.
Hey, man, oh, that is awesome. Check that out. So this is the sewer bot.
Yeah, this is the sewer bot, aka the rover.
So this is what you send down in the sewer to places that you can't go or places that are too dangerous for you to go.
Exactly. It's our eye in the sewer. That's exactly what it is.
But will it work as Brady's snake tracking robot?
See, we got a camera on the front of it that pans and tilts, so we can look at different angles in the sewer line, check if
A camera will obviously be vital.
Seems heavy. Can I pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that is something. Can this thing go under?
Like the sewers, the holes where snakes are found will be pitch black.
And I see you got some really bright lights up in the front.
LEDs are in the front.
So we're in a big pipe now, but the plan is to take the rover and send it down a small pipe, a place we can't go.
Okay, let's go.
It's time to put the rover to work and see just what it's capable of.
Okay, thanks. Tell them looking live.
All right, rover, do your stuff. Go, baby, there it goes. All right, look at it. Man, it's going fast.
An extra long tether means they can monitor the video feed from the comfort of a van, safely above ground.
Call me a sewer rat. That's awesome, man. I like it down there. I can't wait to see the video. Oh, there it is. Look at it. So that's the view from the rover. Look at it. There it goes. So it's going down that pipe looking for problems, cracks, animals.
Anything wrong with the infrastructure of the sewer?
Now, what's this white thing, white stuff coming up?
That's grease.
Grease?
That's grease in the sewer lines. We have a lot of grease. Grease builds up.
Where's it coming from?
Out of people's houses, out of laterals, anything, any cooking food, it just builds up.
The sewer robot has the camera and bright lights Brady needs, but in other ways, it's not the perfect snake bot.
There aren't many places I go where I'm going to be able to take a big van, a water and sewer authority van with lab technicians to monitor the video. That's just not going to happen. Also, I think that the weight of the rover is just too great. It would bog down in the sand of these aardvark burrows where these snakes are found. I've learned a lot today. This has been good stuff.
There's a very different robot that might be just what Brady needs. The armadillo, small, lightweight, highly mobile. It's designed for military surveillance. Cameras on all four sides feed video to a screen on the controller. A soldier can safely survey an enemy bunker. It should allow Brady to explore a snake burrow. And its high-tech tires are designed to handle the sandy soil.
Next stop, South Africa and giant snakes.
Brady's headed to the Qualata Game Ranch, a couple hours north of Johannesburg. The area is riddled with burrows, perfect refuges for big snakes.
I hope that the robot will be able to go down these burrows, look around, be my eyes for me, let me know what's in the burrow, let me know if it's safe for me to continue down and get what I'm after. And I'm after big snakes, pythons.
In particular, African pythons. They're one of the biggest snake species in the world. Yet they're almost impossible to find. The best place to look is in their burrows.
You never know what's going to be inside. Venomous snakes, cobras, puff adders, hyenas, aardvarks, warthogs. If you go down there, you can be rewarded with a giant snake, but you'd also lose your life without knowing what's in those holes before you venture in.
So Brady hopes the armadillo can take over as his snake bot, exploring the burrows to locate a python. But that's the easy part. Can the robot then drive the snake out so Brady doesn't have to go in after it? The test starts at night.
It's wintertime in South Africa, where the days can be chilly, but the nights are just downright cold. Way too cold for a giant snake. The snakes may come out and bask in the sun in the day, but at night, they've got to be underground. They've got to be down in the burrows. So I'm thinking that's the best time to find them. Let's send the armadillo down these burrows where the snakes are trying to stay warm. This looks like a good hole. That looks great.
But there's no one home.
This looks like a good one. Oh, check it out. That is a snake skin. These look like huge belly scales. That's got to be a python. No snake in Africa gets that big.
The robot has found a clue, while Brady remains safe above ground.
Where there's a snake skin, there has been a snake. He may still be at home. You can see the burrow continues over here on the right. I'm gonna continue. We're gonna run right over this baby and go find the snake that it came from.
Here, the soil changes.
You can see where the walls have kind of been broken down or decayed. You can see little crevices, lots of roots. It's a good burrow. Watch it! Snake! 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 We got a snake! We got a snake!
The robot has found a snake,
We got a snake.
but it's not a
Oh,
python.
he's moving. That's a puff adder. That's a venomous snake. Oh, that is awesome. That is a monster, too. That is a puff adder. Very, very dangerous snake. If I'm not mistaken, more venomous snake bites are attributed to this species than any other venomous snake in Africa.
They inject large amounts of highly potent venom that acts by destroying cells. Puff adders also have a special kind of stealth camouflage. Each scale has a ridge that makes them less reflective. They don't glint like most snakes and are harder to spot.
I am not going in that burrow. We're pulling our robot out, and we're gonna go to the next burrow. Man, chalk one up to the robot. You could have just saved my life.
Brady tries several more burrows, but no luck. He resumes the hunt next morning.
Nobody home. We know this is an empty burrow. Let's move to the next one.
So far, it's been a bust.
I had high hopes for that burrow. Let's move on.
Brady decides to try one more hole.
chamber. This one's not that deep at all. It just, whoa, 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 whoa. We have something, there's something. It's a snake, definitely a snake, and it's a python. That is definitely a python. Yes, the robot found it. Now we gotta try to get it out of there.
Brady wants to investigate this magnificent and rare animal up close. Can the robot help him to extract it? Before coming to South Africa, Brady came up with a way it might just do that.
Let's get the animal head on it.
Brady's plan is to trick the python and lure it out of its burrow. He was inspired by the growing field of biomimetics, using robots to imitate wild animals, like the researchers who used a robotic female grouse to hoodwink males and stimulate mating displays. An onboard camera records the extraordinary courtship dances the robot provokes. If robots can dupe grouse, can they fool pythons? Brady recruits expert taxidermist Paul Reimer to disguise his robot as a wild animal that a python could encounter. A jackal.
Now, my fake jackal comes into play. I'm gonna bolt this baby onto the top of the armadillo.
If the disguise works, the python could see the jackal as a threat, slither out of the burrow, and Brady can grab it.
Or it's gonna view the jackal as a prey item. It's gonna strike it, put on the big squeeze, thinking that it's a real animal, and while it's squeezing it, I'm gonna pull out a ball of python, all coiled around the armadillo and the jackal. All right, the jackal is in place, and we gotta just send it down the hole. Got a bad image, bad signal. All right, it's turned. It's looking at the jackal.
The jackal appears to intimidate the python. The coiled tail signals that it feels threatened and may be poised to strike.
I'm gonna go forward I'm gonna creep a little. Oh, it struck the jackal, but it didn't get caught. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. It definitely struck, I got it. Man, it didn't wrap it up. It looked to me like more of a defensive strike. It wasn't a predatory strike. If it would have been a predatory, he would have held on and wrapped up the jackal.
The snake seems tensely aware of the jackal, but it doesn't see it as a serious threat, and it doesn't seem to view it as prey.
And now he's in tight coils. His head's in the middle of the coils. All I see is coils. I mean, it's almost an impenetrable fortress. The robot worked in finding the snake, but it's not gonna be able to get that snake out of that hole for me. I think I'm gonna pull the jackal out.
It's going to be harder than Brady thought for a robot to actually wrangle a snake. His snakebot needs an upgrade, but how should he adapt it? To find out what a robot needs to tackle a python, Brady's going to try doing it himself.
Which is not something I really want to do with a giant snake. I mean, that snake is huge. A snake that size could kill a human very easily. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna suck it up. I'm just gonna go down. But you guys got to pull me out if I yell. I mean, you've got to be standing by because this is a tight hole. That's what it's down to. I'm back to square one. Brady Barr's crawling down animal holes again, dangerous animal holes. My family is not going to be happy about this.
Brady's snake tracking robot may have located a python, but he's going to have to go in and get it.
Yeah, I see his head. It's in the very back. You know, the problem is the chamber's just not big enough to accommodate me and the snake. I don't know if I can do this. Hannes?
Yes, but
You stay close to my feet.
right behind you.
Okay.
Fellow scientist Hannes Botha will have to pull him out if things go wrong.
I can't see the head. He's hissing. Where's the damn head? I hear him hissing. He's looking at us. Where's the damn head? Hannes?
Yes, but
Pull me out. Hang on just a second. Yeah, pull. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I can do it. Oh! Oh! He's coming out over here! He's coming out! He's right on top of the camera. His head's right here. I'm gonna go in the other hole and try to grab him by the tail, and I'll pull him out by the tail. Simon, tell me if he moves.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
His back coils are moving. His head's coming back into the tunnel.
Oh yeah, I see his head. It's right by his tail. His head's right here. Hannes, get ready to pull me, but his head is right next to me. I'm gonna see if I can tong him.
Brady uses specialized snake grabbers to try to get hold of its head.
He's too strong.
So he heads back to the first entrance.
All right, I'm gonna try to hook its tail. Simon, did anybody else see the head? Pull me back just a little bit. Pull me back slow. Oh, slow. Whoa, 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 whoa. I lost the tail. Pull me back. Slowly, slow. Oh, shoot.
This show was created for you and your family to watch together. Welcome to Nat Geo Wild.
Give me the snake stick. Hurry, he's moving, hurry. I'm so close. It's hissing. Let me go in a little bit.
He reaches for the tail with his hand.
Pull me back slowly, slowly. I've got him by the tail, pull. All right, hurry, hurry, get me out. Whoa, 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 stop, stop. All right, pull me. I got him. Wait. Watch the head. Somebody help me grab. Hannes, somebody grab the snake. I can't hang on. Watch it. You got him? Keep pulling. All right. Whoa, everybody get back. He's coming out. Help me pull, Hannes. We got him! Man, that thing is a monster. Whoa, watch out. Look at that. That has got to be 5 meters of python. Man, my heart is going a mile a minute. And these giant snakes are so rare. Every day, there are fewer and fewer of these snakes on the planet because people kill them just out of fear and ignorance. Man, it's always a good day when you catch a giant python, but it's even better day when you catch a giant python and you don't get bitten. Woo!
The robot successfully tracked down a huge python. But to physically wrangle a snake, Brady's snakebot must be able to actually grab it, especially if it's venomous. One of the most terrifying snake-catching scenarios is when a deadly toxic serpent ends up close to humans. It has to be removed, or bad things can happen. Just ask the young farmer from a small town not far from Johannesburg. His day started normally enough. But he had no idea that a Mozambique spitting cobra had taken refuge in a broken plumbing pipe outside. It's one of the deadliest snakes in Africa. Its venom literally breaks down your flesh, it's quite comfortable in water. Following the pipe, it emerged through the U-bend of his toilet. And bit him in the last place a man wants to be bitten. Fortunately, he survived, his manhood more or less intact. That's why venomous snakes have to be kept away from people. But handling a deadly snake is like handling a bomb. One false move can be your last. Today, incredibly sophisticated robots are used to defuse bombs. Could something like this make an effective snake bot? To find out, Brady checks in with John Bilski of the Pennsylvania State Police Bomb Squad.
I want to find out more about what these robots are capable of to see if I can actually use them to go in a house and remove an incredibly dangerous snake. I like this little guy in the back of the truck there.
We'll bring him out for you.
Oh, look at that. That is awesome. Which robot is this?
This is the I-Core robot.
Look at that. That is incredible.
It investigates several suspicious package calls each month. Like the sewer robot, it has a live feed camera on board. But it has something else that Brady's snake bot will need: a mobile arm and gripping claw. The claw enables it to access the back of the car and remove what could be a bomb. The I-Core has one other function that Brady's hopefully not going to need. Brady's not planning to blow up any snakes, but the robot is obviously capable and could be the foundation of his snake bot.
The bomb diffusing robot suggested a design for my snake bot: a mobile base, a maneuverable arm with a gripper on the end. However, the robot I use to capture snakes is going to have to be a whole lot faster and more dexterous. I'm hoping the guys here at HDT will have what I'm looking for.
Brady's about to shake hands with one of the most sophisticated robotic arms on the planet.
Hey, Tom. Brady Barr.
Hi.
Hey, pleasure. So this is it.
This is it.
Unbelievable is all I can say. I mean, this is going to be the snake bot, and this is what we're going to utilize to try to keep me out of a very dangerous situation.
Yes, this is the arm that's going to try to catch that snake.
And
This is the Mark I manipulator.
This is the HDT Mark I manipulator.
It emerged from a project to design a robotic arm that could be used as a prosthetic limb.
It's designed to have a lot of dexterity, so it has basically all the same motions of a human arm.
It's like the I-Core bomb disposal robot, but adapted to the needs of a snake bot.
incredible. I mean, it's intimidating in a way. I don't know why I say that, but to see that thing, I mean, a very fluid motion.
Yes.
It's not a jerky, robotic type of motion.
Yes.
So, I mean, look at that. Can I give a grip there?
You sure can.
And it won't crush my hand?
It probably won't.
Wow, that's firm. I mean, that's a firm grip. Wow, so it's not a joystick. I was envisioning a joystick, but, you know, what do you call this?
Well, we call it a high degree of freedom joystick. So it's actually got 10 different joints that Dan controls with his arms.
So however Dan moves his arm and hand, the robot is mimicking those moves. Those are the commands for the robot
Yes.
to make those moves.
Yes. He's actually simultaneously controlling every joint of the arm.
Well, it looks very complicated, but you say that it's not that difficult.
No, it's not that difficult to use.
With a little practice, I might get the hang of it.
Yes, a half an hour and you'd be probably as expert as the rest of us.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Maybe 15 minutes. Can I give it a try? So how do I grip this?
So you put your 2 fingers around the bottom here.
All right,
Your 2 fingers
got
on
those.
paddles right there, yep.
Yep.
And your other finger right here.
And then fingers.
Put your thumb right on that one.
Right.
So each motion you do with your hand and your wrist now will be copied on the robot.
Wow, look at that. I'll move it up and down. And now the fingers.
Can Brady actually pick something up with it? Something kind of snake-shaped.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Woohoo! Oh! We had the snake captured and it just got loose again. We're all dead. Wow. Well, I tell you what, I mean, I think I could do it with a little more practice. Oh, I'm sold. That thing is incredible. That does everything I need it to do to capture a venomous snake.
Brady will take the snakebot back to South Africa to put it to the test. A couple of hours outside of Johannesburg, Brady gets word. A dangerous snake needs catching. He got the call from his old friend and problem snake catcher, Hannes Botha.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Is it still here?
It's still here, Brady. This guy called us over. He saw a snake go in this bathroom and close the door on it.
Mamba.
You're sure that this is what you saw?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
Very dangerous snake.
The mamba.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but if there is a mamba in there, that is a very dangerous snake. That's the one snake that scares me. I mean, I don't know how you feel about a mamba.
Mamba, pretty nervous when I see one, yes.
The black mamba is the most feared of all African snakes.
Oh, look! It's got its mouth open. There's where they call it the black mamba. Oh, look, he's gaping.
Brady's caught them before.
Really be careful.
It's terrifying.
Man, that thing really makes me nervous.
They're big, often reaching 3 meters, armed with deadly neurotoxic venom, and, scariest of all, lightning quick.
I mean, look, that's a life and death situation. It's not something I want to go in after. Perfect opportunity for the robot. Let's get the robot. Let's be we'll crack the door, see if we can see the snake and send the robot in. Send the robot in to do our job. Keep us safe out here. So let's unload that bad boy and see what we got. Nice recovery.
That's good. Yeah.
Nice recovery.
Brady's snakebot is ready to go to work.
All right, this, my friends, is the robot. Is that incredible?
The engineers make final tweaks.
We're good. Robot's fired up. Okay, I'm gonna open this door. I mean, the snake, these guys need to back up. I mean, this snake could be right here. Look, as I said, if I run, you run. You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't see anything. All right, let's do it. Let's do it quick. Let's do it quick. When I get the robot in there, you shut the door, okay? Okay. Okay, we're in. Look at that trash can.
Okay, yeah.
That's where it's at. Here, I'll bet you anything the snake is in there.
It does.
Let's move that box. Ah, there's nothing in that box either. Let's go over here and check this out. Okay, I'm gonna try to push that door open. Very nice.
There's no sign of the snake.
This is stressful. We've been all around the room. I think the only place we haven't looked are in those sinks and that one toilet.
The robot can't get high enough to investigate, so Brady gives it a small camera to video the potential hideouts.
Okay, come on, baby. Let's see what we got going here. It's not in that sink. It's not in that one either. See, there's a grate in the bottom of that drain, so you know it can't go down the drain. Okay, one more sink.
It's not in the toilet either.
And I thought for sure. Well, I thought it was going to be in the trash can, too. I guess I'm really sure until we check each place.
Could the snake have escaped?
Let's pull the robot out, and then let's go in cautiously and check the results of the robot and see maybe if there's a hole that, you know, the robot just overlooked. Yeah, open the door. I'm going to bring it out. Okay.
There's no alternative but for Brady and Hannes to go in and look for the deadly mamba themselves.
Nothing. Nothing in here. My heart just stopped. Man, Hannes' phone goes off, and I'm on edge as it is. Good God, man. Turn that phone off.
I told you that wasn't going to happen.
Jeez.
Okay, Brady, nothing yet either. There's nothing under the door, nothing.
No. There's nothing. What are those things?
That's the cistern.
Oh,
where the water that flushes this thing comes from.
Yeah. So these things have water in them. Is that open?
Could the snake have slithered in there? There's no easy way to check, but Hannes' cell phone gives Brady an idea.
We'll hold the cell phone up there and we'll just take a photo and then we'll check it out. It's much safer than sticking your whole head. You ready?
I'm ready?
Yep. Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. Okay. Oh, go, the snake's there, go! It's there, hold. Look, it's there, it's there.
It is a mamba.
Oh my. How are we gonna get it out? Let's give the robot a stick. We'll just go in there. I think if we tap on that cistern, that thing will come out of there like a jack-in-the-box. All right, let's get the boom pole. We have a boom pole that we put cameras on, a black boom pole, and we'll give it to the robot. Okay, let's go. All right, shut the door. He's out. He's coming out. He's down.
I see him.
You see him?
Yeah.
The mamba snakes across the windowsill. It's shedding. It drops into one of the stalls.
It's dropping down.
The robot heads after it, but there's a problem.
We saw the snake go into that last toilet stall. The robot is in position. It's ready to grab the snake. We just don't have a snake. The robot's looked everywhere. We've lost the snake, which is a horrifying proposition because that means I got to go in. I mean, we're going in right now. Hey, now look, you guys talk. You tell me if you see that snake. Hannes, you watch that monitor.
There's a cistern in the stall like the one the mamba just came from.
The cistern is flush up against the wall. Unless it went into the tank.
The robot arm can't reach the cistern to check.
It's got to be in that tank.
Yeah.
Is that plastic or porcelain?
Plastic.
I'm going to pull the tank off. Okay, I just pulled the lid off of the tank. We're not sure where the snake is, but we think that it's in that tank. Hannes is going to try to attempt to look over and just see if he can look down in there. Why don't you just stick your phone over there and take a photo? Stick it out there as far as you can.
Okay.
Man, if I tell you to go, you go. Got it. Okay, let's look. Is it in there?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that is it. That's it. So we'll see the black thing in there. That's it. All right, I mean, you talk about a tough situation. I mean, I was hoping and praying that I wouldn't have to come in here and try to tackle this black mamba. We got a incredibly high-tech robot in here. The robot's in position, but the robot can't reach in that cistern and get the snake out.
So Brady's going to have to do it himself.
This is so stressful, so freaking stressful, I cannot tell you. It is absolutely like trying to defuse a bomb. I mean, this snake bites me.
The mamba is coiled up at the very bottom of the toilet tank.
Go. I mean, that thing is faster than you can imagine. If that thing is head up, it's just in strike position. Now, the problem is it's down in the bottom of this bowl, and I can't get down in there to catch it. That's a big snake. I mean, that mamba is probably, that's like an 8-footer, 8.5, maybe 9 feet long. The problem is if I grab it too far back, it just comes up and bites me even though I have a hold of the snake. I mean, my tongs are only, what is that, 3.5 feet long. That snake's 8.5, 9 feet long. All right, hang on, I'm going back in. Hey, now you guys really, it's just too tight. We're gonna have to goose it out of there. Hey, Hannes?
Yes.
Get ready with it. I'm gonna just goose it. We gotta get it. It's too dangerous to try to catch in that tank.
Okay.
We gotta try to hook it out of there.
The robot is no help now. It's up to Brady and Hannes.
Maybe we could, from this stall, use the ladder and use that long pole and try and entice him to come out.
All right. Geez, though, you're stuck, though. Man, you're absolutely stuck in there on that ladder.
Well, you get him.
Hannes will have no escape route. If the mamba strikes him, he could die.
But you can see his head quite clearly.
If he comes up, bang, I'm in there and we got him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, Hannes, gently try to go in.
Okay.
Try to see if you can get some movement.
Okay, the head is coming up here.
The head is?
Yeah.
If the head comes up, then you can get out of there. Once it's coming up.
Just,
You know, be careful.
There you
Be
go.
careful.
There you go.
Be very careful. Okay. bin, Hannes. Go get the bin, something to put him in. We got this snake. Bill will be out right behind me, are you? I'm gonna try to pull that out here into a safer position. That's fine. That is a big mamba. That's a big mamba. Whoa, watch out, watch out, watch out. Here he comes. No. Back up, get back. Let's get a shot at this snake first. That's a big snake. That is a big mamba. Get him off my wrist. You hold the tail. Let's get him out of here and put him in the bin.
You got it.
You go first. You go first. Go first. Get the lid. You ready?
Yeah.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, go! Woo! Dang.
But in some ways, the most dangerous task is still to come. The release.
We now have the snake safely in here. Let's go relocate it. We'll take it out, far away, into the country, release it unharmed. I mean, it's a spectacular snake. Terrifying snake. Man, I'm glad you were with me. There aren't many people I would want to tackle one of these mambas with. Okay. I'll right back here and make sure it doesn't tip over. Just don't go too fast. This is perfect mamba habitat out here. The scrub. These guys spend a lot of time in the trees looking for birds, small mammals. Right here. Let's try to go all the way back with it.
The snake seems reluctant to leave what it thinks is a safe refuge.
Is it going back in the bin? Okay, whoa. Did you see that thing stand up?
Brady and Hannes's dangerous job is finally done. Ultimately, even a state-of-the-art robot wasn't able to tackle the black mamba. To be effective, a future snakebot will need to be more mobile and more dexterous. For now, snake wranglers like Brady and Hannes must continue to put themselves in harm's way to keep others safe from deadly serpents.
Whoa, everybody get back. He's coming out. That thing is a monster. We pull, Hannes. We got him! Man, that thing is a monster! Whoa, watch out! That thing is a monster! Yeah, I got it.
This is a relationship that breaks every rule in the book. Some of the most dangerous predators on our planet, accepting a human into their midst.
Ever get the feeling you've been surrounded by lions? I get it every day.
It has taken Kevin Richardson years of patience and dedication to build these unique bonds. But keeping predators in captivity is fraught with difficulty. Introducing young lions to each other is proving unpredictable. There's a battle developing with the hyenas. A surprise arrival catches everyone unawares. And Kevin faces a race against time to save the animals and the sanctuary where they live.
So I would hate nothing more than to see this place go and the animals in it. It's my life and soul.
This is the Kingdom of the White Lion, a 700-hectare private wildlife sanctuary run by Kevin Richardson. It's home to some of Africa's most dangerous and rarest predators. Black leopards, hyenas, and lions. And this is one of the largest and most impressive prides in the park, the big kings. The family is headed by 4 males, 2 tawny lions, Rafiki and Siam, and 2 white lions, Alex and Kaiser. But they are growing restless. White lion Kaiser is challenging the other males for dominance. Kevin fears one of them might get injured, so he's stepping in as peacemaker.
Little big boy, a little big boy.
As soon as he reached sexual maturity, everything changed. And he just became interested in one thing, and that was the woman. He's just taken it upon himself to be dominant over them all the time, and he gets extremely aggressive and unpredictable. And this results in extreme fighting between him and the other lions in this group.
One lioness in particular is the object of Kaiser's affection, Ishka. The kingdom doesn't have the space or money for any new cubs, and so all the females are given contraceptive implants to prevent them from breeding. But with the females not coming into season, it means the males can no longer act out their instinct to mate. Kevin has noticed this sometimes makes them tense and frustrated. And with Kaiser's behavior worsening, Kevin needs to find him a new home.
It's only a matter of time before we land up with someone or some lion being killed in this group, or exorbitant vet bills, because a lion's got half his face hanging off. And that's the reason why we're going to have to move him on.
38 lions live at the kingdom, all of them bred in captivity. Among them, 7 rare white lions, identical to their tawny relatives, except for their coloring. But keeping so many big predators comes with a heavy price tag.
To run a park of this nature, you are looking in the region of around about $15,000 to $20,000 a month. And that's just maintenance, anti-poaching patrols, staff, keeping the electric fences clean. You got your little magic pliers. You know, feeding the lions, watering the lions, making sure they've got proper veterinary health care. They've been de-ticked, vehicles, petrol, fetching food. It's a big job. People don't realize what a mammoth job it is, taking on, looking after a lot of lions. You know, not just one lion. It's, you know, a lot of mouths to feed.
Kevin helped set up the kingdom in 2005 to house the production of a fictional movie following the story of a white lion. He was in charge of looking after all the animals on set. Today, the retired white lions that starred in the movie live out their days here, alongside Kevin's favorite lions from his former job at another park. The investor behind the movie also funds the kingdom. For Kevin, the responsibility of looking after the animals starts as soon as they are born. In the kingdom's nursery, lion cubs Mafumu and Vayetsi are growing up fast. They were the last 2 cubs born at the kingdom before the female lions were given contraceptive implants.
Oh, your tongue is rough. So this area over here is known as the nursery area, where all the orphaned or abandoned youngsters come. And in this particular case, we have 2 lions that are not related, Mfumo and Vayetsi, about 10 months of age. And these little hyenas were also abandoned. So they all land up here in the nursery area where they can get the care and the love and the attention that they need.
But now Mfumu and Vayetsi's days in the nursery are numbered. They need more space and a chance to start a new life with other lions. Kevin plans to help them form a new pride of their own. But introducing lions to each other can be dangerous. He will need to choose the new pride members carefully. As Kevin deals with the daily challenges of meeting the needs of the animals, he now faces more pressure than ever. The private funding behind the sanctuary is running out, and the bills are piling up. There are troubled times ahead. Kevin urgently needs to find a way for the kingdom to become financially self-sufficient. There's a lot resting on the success of the film. If it's popular, it could provide enough funds to secure the kingdom's immediate future and buy time to find another way to fund the sanctuary.
Bandit, you're heavy, my buddy. If the film, you know, for whatever reason now doesn't get out there, the consequences are that the park might have to shut down, and we might be having to find homes for 37 lions, 20-odd hyena, and the rest of the, you know, the animals that live here. But it would be all for naught, my life's work, if that happened. And yeah, I can't even begin to imagine that. So.
Kevin also has his own growing pride to worry about. Today, wife Mandy is taking their baby son Tyler to see the lions for the very first time. But for the family, the daily strain of running the kingdom is starting to take its toll.
Behind the scenes, obviously running a park of this magnitude, and it's a constant worry for us, because if we don't find the income and keep things going, then what happens to the animals, which is obviously, Kevin, my #1 priority.
And with a battle for supremacy developing in another pride, it's time for Kevin to step in again. Youngsters Tristan, Zippo, and Nash are starting to feel the wrath of their father's dominance.
That ear's ringing.
They're approaching the age when, in the wild, they would leave the pride and form one of their own. Kevin needs to intervene before one of them is injured. He has decided to remove them and form a new pride with another group of youngsters: Bobcat, Bandit, and Gabby. If the introduction works, it means there will be less risk of fighting. It's a big responsibility. Kevin's unique insight into the dynamics of the pride is key to a successful introduction. But there's an added complication.
I'll tickle you to death. I'm gonna tickle you to death.
Spunny the hyena. Spunny was hand-reared alongside Bobcat, Bandit, and Gabby from just a few days old. This unusual pride defy the wisdom that lions and hyenas are arch rivals and will attack each other at any opportunity. Spunny has little idea how to behave around other hyenas, and if he is introduced to them now, he is likely to be seriously injured. For his own safety, he'll stay in the pride where he knows how to behave best, like an honorary lion.
With the lions, actually, he lives a pretty cool life. He's one of the pride. They live a very lazy life. They're both very social animals. Best of mates, in fact. Let's go. In you go. In you go. Get in.
Whether Spunny accepts newcomers Tristan, Zippo, and Nash into his lion pride remains to be seen.
We're going to release them today, see how it goes today, especially with Spunnies, the hyena. And depending how it goes by 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock's the feeding time. If it's all going well, we'll feed them together. If we suspect that it's a little bit awkward and things aren't going so well, then we'll maybe remove them and take them back.
Helping Kevin is his right-hand man, Rodney Nambakana, the only other person to handle the animals at the kingdom. Young lions are notoriously unpredictable. As they sort out their new hierarchy, nervous tension can easily turn to aggression.
When they fight like that, and I mean, it makes a lot of noise, and to a human being it seems very scary. But to lions with their thick skin and all of that, just a wah, 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 they immediately are showing who's more dominant than the next.
With one group deciding to lay low, for now, it's a stalemate. Bobcat, Bandit, and Gabby seize the chance to take sides with Kevin.
So at the moment, we're in a bit of a apartheid situation. We've got this group, including Spunnies. Spunnies is on the periphery, and myself, and the 3 newcomers, and it's segregation. But it's gone really well. I'm really happy about it. There's been a little bit of nose touching and that kind of interaction. No aggression from either side.
The 2 groups soon banish their initial nerves and start to make friends.
That's fantastic.
As they settle, it's Spunny's turn to find his place in the pride and join in the fun.
Hyena wins.
But the new pride still has to pass the biggest test of all. It's time for them to share their first meal. And with excitement running high, no one knows how it will go. It's dinner time for the new pride, now nicknamed the Terrible Teens. Having only just moved in together, this is the first time they are being fed as a group. To the relief of all, initial squabbles subside, and they soon work out there's enough to go around. And of course, Spunny makes sure that he gets a lion's share. For now, the pride seem happy, but in the next few weeks, Kevin hopes 2 more lions will join them, if they're accepted. With the new pride settled, Kevin turns his attention to another problem. Thor is one of the lead stars in the White Lion movie. But with Thor's acting days behind him, Kevin is now facing a dilemma. Unlike all the other lions at the kingdom, he lives entirely on his own. The only other member of his pride is Kevin.
Thor's about 7 years old now, and he's way past the age of forming new bonds with other male lions.
Come.
So it's not an option, you know, to put a male lion with Thor. The only option really is females. It's just a really difficult situation at the moment because the nature of the kingdom is that we've actually got far too many males compared to females. And the females that would go with Thor would have to be on the pill. And we don't really want to just acquire 2 female lions to put with Thor.
Long walks through the reserve provide much-needed companionship. But despite Kevin's best efforts, he is increasingly concerned that Thor is lonely.
When the days go by and I've had a busy week, the only lion that really is in the back of my mind is old Thor, because I know he definitely needs some love and attention. Out of all the lions I walk with, this must be my favorite because I know how much he needs this enrichment. This is really important to him, living as a bachelor. So, you know, whenever he sees me, it's like, come on, Kev, can we go for a walk? Can we go for a walk in the greater area? So I try and take him out more than the others because they've got, you know, each other's company. Hey,
Oh, big boy. What you been doing? Hey, you having fun?
Kevin realizes he's no substitute for the real thing. He needs to find Thor some lion suitors.
Come, boy.
But they will need to hold their own against this big male. Only 2 lionesses at the kingdom could fit the bill. Kasasa and Sabindi might just have what it takes. But Kevin knows it will mean splitting up one happy pride to form another that might fail. There's no guarantee that Thor will accept them. And until the lionesses are given contraceptives, it's not a risk he's willing to take.
It's just very overwhelming for them because there's a big pool of people and everyone's excited and they just want to get excited.
The premiere of the movie is fast approaching. And for Kevin, that means grabbing every opportunity possible for publicity in the next few weeks.
You know, there's a lot of theories.
With the hard sell over, it's back to the kingdom. There's been a power struggle developing in one of the hyena groups. Hyenas live in a matriarchal society called a clan, ruled by the females. They use a complex range of body language and vocalizations to communicate with each other and establish their social hierarchy. To avoid conflict, males are lowest in the social rank. Out of the 5 hyenas in this clan, female Gina is the head. But her daughter Oslo is challenging Gina for supremacy.
Hey, what's up with you guys? Eh? Hey, Shans?
Kevin is keeping a close eye on them. But this morning, he notices more strange goings-on.
What's the matter? Hey, what's the matter? You all acting nervous, eh?
And it turns out, for good reason.
Woody? Hey, what's going on with you?
Gina, the matriarch of the hyena clan, is nowhere to be seen.
Where's Gina? She in the den?
She's usually straight over the fence to greet Kevin, but not today.
We're all acting very strange. I guarantee you something's up. Eh?
He's concerned. So he goes to look for her in their underground den. And there's a big surprise in store.
What the? He's got some cubs. There's 3. She's got 3. This is very, very unusual. Hey, look, this is the first time she's had 3. I feel like a little kid on Christmas. I want to go wait to unwrap my present. This is amazing because she's actually very calm. Gina's a very protective mother. In fact, ferociously so. You can imagine she will protect these cubs at all costs.
When hyenas breed in the kingdom, just as in the wild, newborn cubs are sometimes cannibalized by rival adults and even their own siblings. If this happens, surviving orphans are removed to the kingdom's nursery for safety. Kevin will need to keep a close eye on the clan. Back to her normal nosy self, Gina can't resist seeing what's going on outside.
Hey, Mommy doesn't want me to come too close. Nice, 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 nice. Sure. It's nice. It's nice. Mom and Dad. Turned out to be an awesome day.
For Kevin, one of the biggest rewards of all is watching young animals mature into adults. And of those closest to his heart are 2 lionesses he rescued as cubs.
Well, over here we have Meg and Amy. Probably 2 lionesses that I'll never have a better relationship with. Our love affair started pretty much 8 years ago when Mom abandoned them.
They probably weigh in at about 180 kilograms each. But their characters are so different. Although they've had the same upbringing, the same input, the same amount of love, the same amount of discipline, Amy is a little bit more reserved, sometimes can be petulant. Meg, on the other hand, is just the most boisterous, outgoing, fun-loving lioness you'll ever come across. And that's why I can go swimming in the river with her. She's just full of confidence. If I go in the river, she wants to go in the river.
Lions will usually try to avoid going in the water whenever they can. Meg's behavior challenges convention. This seems to be a sign of her extraordinary confidence in Kevin.
A big adult lioness coming up, rubbing her head on your face, feeling her tongue. It's like 80-grade sandpaper doing this. You can't stop them from doing it because it's their way of showing affection. So you've just got to endure the pain, and I tell you something, it's really worth it.
Kevin has worked with big cats for over 12 years. But he has faced criticism. Some people believe he is taking too big a risk with his own life.
Yeah, I get criticized all the time for the way I interact with the lions. You know, a lot of people say, do you really need to interact with them that intensely? And, you know, it's the only way I really know.
Kevin has devoted his life to most of these lions since they were cubs. He believes this is key to the success of his approach. By immersing himself in their lives, he can recognize their individual moods, what they like, what they hate, and where their boundaries lie. He refuses to interact with any lions he doesn't know.
So Meg and Amy are just those two unique individuals that I can do this kind of thing with quite freely, and truly, if I fell asleep in this enclosure, I honestly can say I fear not that they would jump on me and try and eat me while I'm sleeping.
In the wild, numbers of lions across sub-Saharan Africa have declined dramatically. Today, estimates stand at around 25,000, 80% less than 30 years ago. And white lions are the rarest sight of all, in the wild only found in a single area of South Africa. Kevin has been invited to discover just why white lion numbers in their natural environment are facing such a battle for survival. He is flying to the Timbavati Nature Reserve, part of the Greater Kruger National Park, which covers a vast wilderness area of more than 2.3 million hectares. Between 2006 and 2010, only 11 white lions were born in the area, and only 3 are thought to have survived. Kevin has joined Ranger Patrick O'Brien and tracker Albert Ubisi to try and find them. If they find them, it will be the first time Kevin has seen a white lion in the wild.
So, yeah, we're not far now. We've been tracking the lions for some time now, and we know it's the group that we're looking for because we can see the adult females and we can also see the cub spoor. So it's just, I reckon, around the corner there. Albert's told us we should expect to find some lions, hopefully.
And a short while later, Kevin is rewarded with his first sighting of 2 of the rarest lions in the world.
This is awesome, man.
White lions carry a rare recessive gene that inhibits the production of color in their fur. But they are not albinos. Their paw pads and lips are pigmented, and often their eyes are bluish instead of the usual golden brown. This rare recessive gene is carried by normal tawny lions in this region. Young lions, both tawny and white, have a tough time staying alive. As many as 80% of them die before they reach the age of 2. One of the greatest threats to any youngster is when a dominant male takes over a new pride and tries to kill the offspring of the rival male.
But I mean, that just goes to highlight how difficult it is for the white to survive. I mean, we know mortality in lions is high.
That's correct, yeah.
But I mean, the fact that these lions have made it to 14 months, that's a really, really
done very well,
good sign.
Luckily for these girls, both are females, and of course that's very important for the old pride and for us, of course, which means that girls always stay in a pride, they never emigrate. Of course, lionesses are the core foundation of a pride, and with these 2 girls staying in the pride, it just means that, of course, it's going to be great in the future to see these 2 girls grow up and become adults.
Isn't that going to be fantastic?
Can you imagine, coming here in 2 or 3 years from now and seeing these massive adult white lions hunting?
I'm going to be back, I'll tell you that much. I will be back.
Very impressive.
In captivity, white lion numbers are higher than the wild due to breeding programs. But in their natural habitat, Kevin believes their best chance of survival is to conserve the dwindling tawny lion population that carries the gene.
As you know, at the Kingdom, several white lions that I work with, and I've always just been maintaining that we should be conserving the tawny gene in this area specifically. And, you know, when I was told that these cubs were born, I was like, you see, I mean, that just goes to prove that there's tawnies carrying the gene.
You know, both mothers are tawny, and that clearly indicates that, you know, you don't have to be a white lioness to produce white cubs. And there's a very good chance, and maybe that white gene is a lot more prevalent than what we actually think it is.
And even more reason to be protecting these tawnies in this area.
Exactly, and this is what's so important about this area, is the fact, you know, this is the only place that they are naturally still found.
The trip has given Kevin time to reflect on the role he'd like the Kingdom to play in lion conservation. If he can transform the park so it can open to the public, he hopes it will help inspire people to fight for the protection of lions in the wild. But first, Kevin must find a way to fund the Kingdom. And he's about to find out just how tough this will be. The premiere of the movie has finally arrived. As fearless as Kevin is with big cats, the glare of the spotlight is enough to rattle his nerves. Despite his initial trepidation, Kevin puts on a brave face for the press.
Well, it's tricky because when you're working with animals that can eat you...
A foreign world to Kevin is a potential lifeline for the Kingdom. They're hoping if the film does well in South Africa, it could be released globally.
I'm not joking. I mean, the film took 4 years to make. And believe you me, when a lion doesn't want to do something, he doesn't.
And you better listen to him.
You better listen to him.
Over the next few days, the movie receives its first reviews.
City vibe, yeah, feline feast. 4 out of 5.
They're good, but Kevin has to wait to see if they are reflected in the box office takings. Back with the Big King's pride, Kevin is checking up on Kaiser. He's determined to find him a new home, to put an end to the trouble he has been causing among the other males. But he just can't find anywhere that wants to take him.
A lion like Kaiser, obviously, we'd like to find him a really good home. So you've got to go into, you know, the details of who's this person, how long have they been involved with lions, do they have the right documentation, what's the facility like, what's his enclosure going to be like, because he's really been used to a great life.
It could take months to find Kaiser the kind of home where he will be safe for the rest of his days. In South Africa, unscrupulous overbreeding of lions by some parks and zoos means that there is no market for any surplus animals. Some of them even end up being sold for what are called canned lion hunts, in which they are released only to be shot by trophy hunters. For now, Kaiser is here to stay. With all the other enclosures at the kingdom full, there was nowhere else to put him. It's an anxious time. Kevin can only hope the big kings settle their differences, and soon. Over in the nursery, lion cubs Mfumu and Vayetsi are fast approaching adolescence. They have outgrown the nursery enclosure and need to live with other lions soon. If they don't, they risk never learning to socialize as part of a pride.
I'm a firm believer in cradle to grave. And for every animal that you hand raise, you really are responsible for his destiny. So if an animal has been taken away for whatever the reason, it's a lifetime commitment, and you've got to really figure out what's going to happen with that animal when it gets older.
Mfumu and Vayetsi now have a big week ahead of them.
Good boys.
Rodney is taking them for the first of a series of phased introductions to what will be their new pride, the so-called terrible teens. Mfumu and Vayetsi are younger, so the introduction needs to be planned carefully to stop any serious fights breaking out. Lions establishing their hierarchy in a pride, both in the wild and in captivity, will frequently injure each other. Kevin is worried that the terrible teens may gang up on the young pair. So he's decided to split up the 6-strong pride into 2 groups of 3. First, he will introduce Mfumu and Vayetsi to Tristan, Zippo, and Nash.
I'm a little bit apprehensive because these 3 are notoriously aggressive, especially when it comes to lions, other lions that they don't know. But they speak a different language to us, so maybe they'll know something that we don't. Maybe Mfumu and Vayetsi, being smaller and younger, will just submit. If that happens, it's fantastic. If it doesn't, we'll have to conjure up another plan.
Hello, boys. Oh, hello, boys. Oh, look. Go look.
Nicely.
Who's that?
Look, they've been so nice and friendly.
Despite Kevin's initial anxiety, the feisty young lions stay relaxed.
This is much, much better than I expected. This is phenomenal. There was like almost some form of, acknowledgement that we know we are a little bit weaker than you guys, you 3, we 2, we younger. So it was really, really good. Some new friends. Oh. It is so tempting to release Mfumu and Vayetsi with this group because it's gone so well. But in all the years of experience, I've realized one thing: overconfidence is a bad thing. And I just think we should wait probably another 1 or 2 introductions like this before we release, because they can almost lure you into a false sense of security where you think, everything's okay. And as soon as you open this gate, it's a different story.
Now there's a bigger test in store. Mfumu and Vayetsi are about to meet the other, more unpredictable half of the terrible teens.
Bandit.
The unruly trio, Bobcat, Bandit, and Gabby, are the oldest of the terrible teens' pride. They're about to meet cubs Mfumu and Vayetsi for the very first time. They could easily gang up on the younger lions, so for their safety, Kevin keeps Mfumu and Vayetsi in the cage. But as the older lions approach, Vayetsi makes a sudden and aggressive challenge.
Hey, come on, be nice. Be nice. Vayetsi, why you being a naughty boy? Don't be a naughty boy. Oh, whoa.
Eh? That was really incredible interaction. It went exactly opposite to how I thought. I thought the youngsters would be a lot more submissive and roll on their backs, and that these guys would show some aggression and show some authority.
was exactly the opposite. The youngsters came at them full of aggression, and these guys were completely passive. How are you doing in and amongst all of this?
Over the next hour, Kevin waits patiently as the lions sort out their differences, separated by the bars of the cage.
Hey, Bayetsi! Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is let them all out together. We've done this a couple of times. There's hardly any interest. The only lion that's really showing any form of aggression is Vayetsi. It's because he's a bit nervous. Mafumu is completely relaxed. These guys are not going to do anything bad. I think if anything, it's going to come aggression from the youngsters. These guys might give a wah, 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 and it's going to be all over. So I'm going to go and let them out. Be nice. Okay.
But Vayetsi's initial bravado quickly fades, and he becomes submissive. Bobcat and Bandit seize the chance to gang up on the younger lion, and Kevin has no choice but to break up the fight with pepper spray.
Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. I just got a hunch that it would be okay to let them all out. They're all in jolly moods. And especially the youngsters have been extremely submissive. So that's... until Mr. Bandit decided to pick on them. And once he started picking on them, Bobcat came in from behind, where I had to defuse the situation with a little bit of help from a friend called pepper spray. Nice. I want nice, 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 nice.
As an emergency backup, Kevin carries a can of pepper spray to stop dangerous fights breaking out. If he's caught in the middle, an accidental bite from a lion could seriously injure him. It's extremely rare he ever needs to use pepper spray, and in this case, it's Kevin that suffers the consequences. With the introduction between Mafumu and Vayetsi and this half of the terrible teens a failure, it's back to the drawing board. The process is going to be far more complicated than Kevin had thought. And this isn't the only conflict in the kingdom that Kevin needs to resolve. He's received a call that 2 of Gina's cubs have disappeared.
Hello, Gina. Hey, Ma. How's your cub? Eh?
He wants to check up on Gina's one remaining baby.
What's happening? Hello, my girl.
But the matriarch is out of the den and appears restless.
Why are you out the den?
And Kevin has no idea that there's yet another surprise in store.
There's 3. Hey, my girl. Hello, Gina. There's 3 hyenas. Hold on, I'm a bit confused here. You're not going to believe this, Oslo. That must be her cubs. I didn't even know she was pregnant. Hey, hello, my girl. Hello, Gina. Hello.
Gina's remaining cub is still alive, but her daughter Oslo has also taken up residence in the den and given birth to 2 more cubs. Kevin believes it's likely Oslo has killed and eaten her mother's cubs in a battle for superiority. But despite this, for now, Gina and Oslo seem to have settled their differences, hyena style. With both mothers relaxed, Kevin hopes peace has finally been restored in the clan. But the truce doesn't last long.
What's going on in here, guys? Eh?
A few days later, 2 more cubs have disappeared from the hyena den, and Kevin is back to find them.
My goodness, what's going on here? Eh?
Matriarch Gina is avoiding the den again. Not a good sign.
She seems a little bit calm and friendly, and that's a bit worrying, because if she had a cub, she would be a lot more cautious and protective.
Gina's not the only one behaving strangely. Her daughter Oslo and male Shanzi are raising their tails, a clear sign of aggression towards Kevin.
These guys are showing signs of a little bit too much aggression, and I think we should start hopping out of here, right?
Back in the den, Kevin goes to look for the remaining cub.
Let's just see if I can entice him down here. This is crazy.
Now he's faced with a dilemma. Leave the cub under the care of its natural mother and hope he survives, or remove him.
There's definitely been some chaos on outside. I've looked everywhere, and I can't find the other two siblings. It looks like either Gina's probably come and killed one of Oslo's, and Oslo's in return killed one of Gina's, so Gina's got no cubs left. And Oslo's only got one, and I'm just afraid that if I leave this cub here, I'm gonna have no cubs whatsoever. Come by.
Kevin reaches a decision. If the cub is to have any chance of growing up, he needs to take it away from the clan. The hard work of hand-raising the cub now begins. It's a 24/7 commitment. And with more mouths to feed, Kevin is eagerly awaiting news of the movie release. Figures are in from the box office. It's not good news. They won't be enough to keep the kingdom up and running, and the animals safe. Kevin needs to find a new approach to raising funds, and fast.
The park needs to be operating and basically paying for itself in about 6 months from now. And if that isn't the case, yeah, again, it's going to be quite a battle to see where we can kind of get funding from and see if we can save it. Because I would hate nothing more than to see this place go and the animals in it. It's my life and soul.
Hello, Ishki.
To add to the stress, they know that finding good homes for all of the big cats would be near impossible. The consequences for those who work at the kingdom and the animals could be serious.
We've been with these animals since they were young, so they are like, we are part of their family. I don't even want to think about what it would do to me if for some reason the lions are taken away from me or I'm taken away from them. It would be, I don't know how to describe it.
"12 years ago, I made a little pact with 2 lions called Town Napoleon, and the commitment was to really see them through to old age. And that's basically a lifetime commitment, and I'm not going to throw in the towel just because we've got a couple of financial issues.
The next few weeks will be crucial. Time is running out for the kingdom of the white lion.